Hello, hello, and welcome back to Fate Extra. This is the last episode we have with Archer. Since we are gonna go ahead and go into the last battle, as well as fighting the secret boss and going to the final boss as well. So, without anything else to add, let's keep going to the elimination battle. You're facing the final curtain, the final elimination battle. Do you feel ready, Master? My answer is obvious. Why even bother asking? I'm here because of accumulated victories and crushed dreams. Because of the cost of others, I can't even imagine failure. Leo or myself, the ones who wish the Holy Grail will grant, will what? The ones who wish the Holy Grail will grant will be chosen today. Okay, that said, wasn't making all much sense to me. Ah, yes. There's a certain young master who entered this tournament who has grown significantly. At first, this master appeared to be a sacrificial lamb, but instead fought on those wobbly legs. I may be an agent of the system, but your fight rouses my interest. If your case is your case a happy accident or a genuine miracle in hundreds of thousands of years of masters, how perverse for this AI to be based on a clergyman. Now go. Show me the true strength of your determination and desire. I'll wait on the first floor. Finished, Father Cotomini departs. The elimination battle is here. I'm about to face my strongest opponent yet. I'll It'll take some final preparations. That means getting outfitted at the commissary and sorting out information in my room. And off we go into the information thing first. Right, anything to say? Nope. Alright. Organize your info. The day has finally arrived, the day of the final battle. The day of the Holy Grail will open once its last fight is over. It's down to Leo and me, whose wish will be granted. I have no intention of falling now. But today is the day whose fate will be decided. Before the elimination battle begins, I should go for all the information I've accumulated. First off, the name of Leo's servant. I better make sure I have his name right before I do anything else. It's Gawain. It'd be kind of embarrassing if you don't do that right. The servant is burned, who in burnished white armor. His name is given as Gawain, a knight of great loyalty, linked to the legend of the Round Table, who guards Leo with tireless vigilance. I remember the first time we crossed words in the arena. As per his history, his strength is legendary, wielding a sword that shines like the sun. He barred my way with unshakable resolve. The name of his sword is... the sword... Which one was it? Right, the Resurrected Sword of Victory. Right. Also called Galatine, it's a sister sword of Excalibur, and a weapon of great power when used by Gawain. At first there was no way I could meet the stroke of the sword infused with the sun's heat. Now, the attribute that made Gawain one of the mightiest knights was his unique constitution. When the sun was in the sky, all of his abilities were amplified to a significant degree. His no Phantasm alone made him immensely powerful, but with this attribute he was almost invincible. What was the name of his ability? Numeral of the Saint. Right, it was the numeral of the Saint. The ability that ties his powers to the sun is most powerful when the clock strikes noon. There we go. But by hacking the arena and cutting off its light, I was not only able to wound him, but also cripple his ability to some degree. All that is to be done now is see how close Archer can get to Leo. I've made it this far. I made all this way. Just one more victory, and I can get my wish granted by the Holy Grail. The answer that I have sought through this fight. Alright, let's go ahead and save. And get this thing over with. Right, before that, I forgot the last part that I had levels to level up, so let's do it now. In case I forgot. Anyways. Yep, it's just a generic thing. Yeah, I just do an alteration, yeah. There we go. We have our archer build complete. We can still grow one more rank to EX in strength, but it's not really necessary. This is essentially one of the best possible things for Archer. Most of his skills use scale with strength, and we need his agility to be big because of the skills, depending on whose agility is best. And most of the servants don't have all that much agility. Magic just to increase the amount of MP he has, and defense just in case you get hit. Anyways, I am kind of I can't forget about this. Right, I think I'm going to keep this one, but I am going to do something a bit different. I'm going to see. There we go. Just how much of a difference this thing makes. Alright, enter the first floor. You can take a look at the Matrix equip. No, Matrix, that's the thing. Enter Matrix if we want. Because I am gonna try and buff Archer's strength when he's fighting the secret boss, since as usual it's on like a not exactly a time basis, but you'll see when we get to the secret boss. For now, let's just beat up Leo. I've been awaiting your arrival. Are you ready? If it is your wish, I will open the way to the Colosseum. Now please, present the final crypt Phantasm key. I will say, so young master, who will have the last wish granted. You are a sign of the Hare family. I'll be here waiting for the ones who successfully manages to reach the Holy Grail. It's a shame we can't say goodbye to Rani or Rin in these final weeks. Finally, the battle I've been waiting for. Are you moved by the gravitas at the moment as well? Let me see. I'm trying to do something funny. Let me see. Result A is I couldn't wait, and what do you think? I couldn't wait. Is that so? Then are we in the same mental space, even if we are not equals? You stir something up inside me when we fight. I am well aware that at the head of the Harways, I must scour any personal ambitions from my heart. But if you feel this connection between us as well, then it's a different story. It means that you and I are bound by a stronger fate than the pull of individual connectivity. Oh, excuse me, I can't contain my joy. You've gone through a metamorphosis in the prelims. You are bland and unmistakable for an NPC, but now you transform into a warrior worthy of arresting my full attention. And now we go for... It was a long road. Yes, you've taken on the battlefield like a flower to rich soil, but the time has come to me to pluck the flower before its growth becomes unsightly. Strange, you haven't grown. I'm not sure what you're trying to imply, but it's true that I have not changed. No one expects me to. In a way, it doesn't seem like the fate that you and I were paired in the final battle, and changing me versus the steadily improving you. Like the moon is looking to resolve the timeless clash of innate talent versus self-improvement. This feels rather strange. I want to fight you as soon as possible, but I'd also like to speak with you longer. I'm grateful this defeat was reserved for me alone. Making it sound like a done deal. Do you wish for the 7 cardinal sins to be the deadliest? Do you know which of the deadliest cardinal sins is the deadliest? Pride, isn't it? But conviction isn't a virtue, is it not? I won't get so worked up, Archer. My servant really is better. Oh, did you hear that, Gawain? Care to respond? Not particularly. The battlefield is where your abilities will be put to the test. Petitioning my opponent for their agreement at the moment would only reflect poorly on your reputation. You're one loyal dog. You don't even bark without permission from your master. A knight is a sword, not a source of idle chatter. Buddy, there's a big difference between small talk and speaking your mind. If you let your master speak for you, then you're just a puppet. How little do you know, Archer? I obey my king because of my principles. I freely choose devotion. Oh yeah, you don't know the half of it, Gawain. If I'm bound by strings, as you suggest, then they are spun by a selfless loyalty. Knights do not need to speak. They only need to obey the command of their king. I choose to be a knight. The fact that you choose the path of blind obedience doesn't make you any less of a puppet. You're still subverting your own will to someone else's. Then let me ask you this, Archer. Do you fight for your own free will? Do you have any reason to fight here, other than your own master? That's a question that gives me a headache every time. Look, I've never fought for some great cause. But I'll play your ideology game. If I had to come up with a reason to why I fight, I wield my sword so that my master has the right to choose a life that will make them happy. Servants are supposed to defend their master's lives, not their master's wishes. They say for the greater good. Can't you see your selfishness is actually selfish? Selflessness is actually selfish, Gawain. I see. I disagree, but your answer seems correct in theory. Now prove it on the battlefield. Nice little talk between the guys there. With a gnashing of metal, the elevator grinds to a halt. It just mirrors the time that the reverberation lasts louder and the sound heavier than usual. In any case, this is it. On to the final battlefield. It's time. I'm aware this is inappropriate considering the situation, but I have one last thing to say. Thank you for making it this far. Now let's defend our ideology, 7th Master. Here we go, the broken Colosseum. The moment has finally arrived, Hakuno. Although I'm afraid I'll miss you, I have to keep going. This is it, Gawain. Utilize your sword's full capacity for me. I have waited for those words. My body will be your blade and I will cut down the path to the throne for you. Not gonna happen, Knight of the Sun. Your master's lacking something. Lacking something? You're mistaken, Archer. I'm already the king. That's what I'm talking about, Leo. You've always gotten everything you wanted. You never known defeat. That's why you don't know. That's why what it's like to struggle for what we don't have, to mourn loss. There is no hope for a king who has no comprehension for what it's like for a human being to suffer. That's enough, Archer. I won't tolerate any insults against my king. Your opinion is biased towards the masses anyways. You've done the opposite, have been too compassionate. Your very status as a heroic spirit is questionable. That is kinda true. Leo, you're a perfect king. There's no need for you to worry about the futile emotions he's enthralled with. That's the king, the kind of power only the weak and those who seek salvation want. It's useless to a true king. I get it. You want him to live and die as a king, huh? You're loyal to a fault, I'll give you that. But, Lord Gawain, you're about to repeat the same mistake. King Arthur didn't give up his humanity when he became king. Don't you think that's important? Of course, but that king and Leo are different. I devoted myself to Leo's reign. I swore I'd be his knight for who served him his whole life. That's what chivalry is. I can't withdraw a sword if it's already been levied. Knowing what you know, you still choose chivalry. Pathetic. I've heard enough of you. No more mindless bladder. My body, my mind, my sword, all belong to my king. Now I shall burn away your miserable lives. Yeah, it doesn't look as cool without the fire effect. Alright. Live or die by the sword. Alright, so let's just go ahead and pop a save here. Right, as usual, we need our fortification. And we got defend here, defend here. I'm gonna go ahead and try defending as much as possible. Yep, that's about what I figured. I just wanted a normal hit. Damn it. That's not good. Let's do this. I want to save as much MP as possible for Archer. Yep, Blade is devoted. There we go. That's pretty good. That sucks. Oh my god, are we seriously gonna... We almost died there and we got sealed. What sealed? Please don't tell me it was guard. Skill. Man, that sucks. And now, of course, we get the guard here. Oh wait, never mind. Yeah, I forgot that recovery just cures us. It's a really strong thing. Nice, we got that one. We got 2, 3, perfect. Alright, that's 3. And just guard. Fuck, I hate this thing. It really does suck to use this again. Perfect. Alright, we need 2 more. We need 2 more and we can use our Noble Phantasm. I am gonna use a crystal just in case. Perfect, that's 5. That sucks. That sucks. Oh, at least we got 2 hits in. I got hit with the Vanish again. Well, at least we can heal ourselves. And use pre-projection just to get that level up. And yeah, that should be pretty much it. Next up is the Noble Phantasm, and using everything we have. See how much damage we can possibly do. Nice. Right, you can do damage with that. And stun, which is the worst part. How much damage is that? It's quite significant. Of course. Of course. Alright, let's do that again. Leo can be annoying to fight sometimes. Alright, let's do that again. Just do this. Do this. You're gonna do another thing here and guard again. Just keep bursting. Yep, it's about what I expected. Let's try this. Perfect, that's exactly what we needed. That's 2. And we have to defend here because he can use the blade. Oh boy. Oh boy. That was a very close one. I'm gonna use Pure Ether just in case. Guard this, do let's do burst here, then do this. That's 1, 2. Yep. Blade is devoted. We did guard here, right? We didn't, that sucks. Alright, we got 5. And 6. Alright, we got everything we need. Alright, he's gonna use his buff, so it's a pretty good way. I'm actually gonna save. He's gonna use his buffs here. So let's just go ahead. Unlimited blade works. Let me see, did I put gain strength? Yes, I did. Unlimited blade works, that's done. And now let's just go full on ahead with fake with this one. Alright, let's see how much damage we can possibly do with this. I am kind of curious.
I am the bone, still is my body. I have his body. Not have wisdom. Yeah, so hands will so as I pray. Unlimited blade works.
Alright. Time for the moment of truth. Yep, he's gonna use his buffs, so we're pretty good at this point. Alright, how much damage do we do? Oh yeah, there we go. 6k for shot. Nice. Oh baby, here we go. And now he gets his strength, but we still got a good right here. He's so close to death. I don't think Wing of Crane is gonna do enough, but next time we got him. One more hit and he's dead. So yeah, there we go. That's exactly what I was thinking. Yep, but that's not really gonna work. We're gonna recover, and we're just gonna use whatever we can. Do this. Full health should be enough to kill him. Whatever he uses. Of course, he got a critical. There we go. One hit was enough. Nice. I can't feel my fingers, my arms and legs won't move. There's no strength in them. I don't understand. Even though my heart's been pierced through, it feels like the hole is filled. Astonished, Leo remains unmoving. This must be the truly unbelievable conclusion to him. While staring at his small hand, Leo's breath becomes thin and short. His breath will stop moving soon. His heart, I mean. He doesn't seem to be trying to escape from the pain, though. It seems I couldn't believe that I'd reached my limit. Leo smiles with admission. I never thought I'd reach my limit. I wasn't even capable of imagining what the feat was. I didn't think I was flawless, I just had no fear. The way normal people's hearts quiver, mine never did. His quiet words are sorrowful, but a smile spreads across Leo's mouth. He's found some happiness, even in the arms of defeat and demise. His joy is something very human and trivial achievement. His body coloring slowly darkens. I already know what will happen. I've seen this scene play out before. The king who will be vanish. He'll disappear like the gods have decided he should never have been. This feeling that's come over me, it fears the unreasonable and rejects the irrational. One more time. I won't lose next time. Those are complex feelings. I don't have time to. I don't want to give up. That's a compelling feeling, but all of them are positive. I feel like bitterness and grief as well, and I fear meeting death. This must be courage. I had not understood the real meaning of any of these feelings. I'm such a fool. Someone like me could never have led the human race. Gawain. You knew all along that I lacked something necessary to become a true king. My lord, no. My king, Yes, I know, Gawain. Though you knew that I needed most was experiencing defeat, you still helped me win. You gave me your loyalty and risked your life for me. You knew that I could be defeated one day, but you tended to my growth anyways. I live so illogically, but thank you, from the bottom of my heart. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have realized. I would have seen this defeat as a fluke and coldly ignored it. My king, I would accept you no matter what defeat you suffered. I am your sword, your knight. Your growth is your own, however. I am honored to have witnessed the growth of a truly honorable king. And he's gone. Nice little ending there. With those words of praise, Gawain disappears. He makes no excuses and doesn't plead for his life. Of course he doesn't. He gave 100% for Leo. He had no reason to be ashamed. After watching Gawain's flicker out, Leo turns my way. He's crying. I'm afraid of going cold. This is the most frightening human emotion. This is despair. I never knew the basic feeling like this. His voice is bathed in sorrow. I don't know if it's sorrow for his death or for the person he was. Defeat. It's a necessary obstacle on my path to the throne. I can't retreat after coming to so far this path. Now that I know defeat, I can become a complete king. Now, I can't help thinking of mayflies. Those insects who gain wings to fly and die after just a day. There is nothing I can do. It's unfortunate. There he goes. And then Leo disappears, gone without a trace. I'm the only one left. An emptiness that I've never gotten used to wrenches my heart. That was the end, though. Everything is over now. Not quite. Not quite. It's really over. Isn't it? Yeah, you earned it, Archer. Having that good night's sleep. Yeah, right. We got everything here. You can take a look if you want. It's basically the same we've seen in Saber's route, so you can pause to read it if you want. Nothing really all that new. And there we go. Let's take a look at this spreadsheet. Pretty even stats, all things considered. But that's pretty much it. Let's save. And on to the secret boss. And the prologue, I guess.
閉幕の鐘が鳴る。その目覚めは誰のものか。
After winning the fight, I return to the now lifeless school. Almost all of the people are gone. I'm the only master, I'm the last living human in this tournament. If human is the right word. Even after all the NPCs that used to be here are now gone, there's no use for them. The Holy Grail War ends here. Only the master and servant who won the Holy Grail War remain, plus one system anomaly. In any case, the path to the Holy Grail will open for the winner. Where could it be? While thinking about how annoying looking for it will be. Congratulations, you have crushed the dreams with your magi. It is to say you have won. The Holy Grail War ends here. A voice echoes through the speakers. It's a voice I've heard before. It was the voice I've heard when I met my servant at the end, at the preliminaries. It's the guide created by the Holy Grail War system. It must be based on a real person too. The path to the Holy Grail is open to you, Victor. Pass through the door onto the battlefield once more. I still don't have any answers. Maybe they will come once I get to the Holy Grail. We won't be going there just yet. Let's talk to Archer, see what he thinks. Anything new? The war is over. The only thing left to do is proceed to the core of the moon cell and claim the Grail. Master, you may think I'm being paranoid, but I'm recommending you prepare for anything. Based on past experiences, I'm pretty sure this war isn't something that's gonna end so easily. You're pretty right about that. Anyways, now that you're in New Game Plus, and we've collected all of Taiga's things, guests will show up. Dear Hakuno, I told my wish to the Firmus. You retrieved it for me, but something odd came out of it. The only words that I can think of to describe is yet to be determined. Also, stay away from the arena. It's too dangerous and you'll get yourself killed, maybe. I'm going home now. Good luck, and kudos for making it this far. Nice to meet you, Hakuno. Alright, so. Aren't you eager, student? Even though they're no longer in need of a teacher. Or are you fond of me? No, I'm not. In fact, I'm pretty done with this bitter priest. But like it or not, he has always been instrumental in my training and advancement. Even though he's nothing more than an AI, I wanted to say goodbye. You're a good student. Very well, goodbye. Let me offer some final advice. It's not brief. It's not brief, but the Holy Grail War won't be going anywhere. Advice? What advice could Father have for me? That fighting is over. This isn't your guide. This isn't to guide you through a fight. It's to enlighten you about what you will receive shortly. It may be fairly late in the game, so to ask you this, but what do you know of the Holy Grail? In the end, all I know about the Holy Grail is that the winner will be granted any wish. Because of my memory loss, and the fact that other masters never say anything about it, I'm ignorant. I don't doubt that it exists, so many masters sought it, after all. But what is the Holy Grail? We must travel back to the last century, to the scene of the discovery that went unreported. The discovery occurred on the moon, yes, on that gigantic lump of rock at 308,000 kilometers away. Underneath the surface, a massive artifact was found, a photonic crystal over 3,000 meters long. The photonic crystal is the only mineral known to man to be capable of entrapping light itself. May you understand how much a thing could be worth. It is a recording medium for light itself, as such it can function as a giant computer. The inside of the moon is made of light and is a giant supercomputer. An awesome power, one older than human awareness. Yes, that's right, humans did not create it, the crystal was left by unknown civilization. Investigation into the origins and motives of said civilization ended up in failure, obviously. Mankind's conventional methods of investigating cannot penetrate the mysteries of the crystal. But a less conventional method can. Wizard once hacked into it. Though the language of the crystal is radically foreign, touching it with your soul imparts meaning. You can't process this. What he's saying is too unbelievable. That wizard found the crystal has but one function, to observe, that is all. For years on end, it has observed and recorded life on Earth, history, ideology, and even souls. It does nothing more than observe and record, an automated secretary left by God. That crystal is the moon cell. Only in the last century has it become called the Holy Grail. An all-purpose wishing machine, who decided the moon cell could only observe, I wonder. Forcing other functions upon that is an observation device is generally impossible there. But the all-seeing eye is lacking the rest of its head. Though all-seeing, the moon cell is not a god. It obeys the laws of physics, like everything else. Such as the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, phenomena are not observed do not exist. By the same token, all things that must be seen. Even things that are not generally considered to exist. The moon cell is a very complete database. It records many ifs as well. With such operation power, the moon cell can both elucidate the past and provide foresight. What you are heading towards is knowledge of the future. A place where every human wish and desire exists. A place to spy upon the future, on that terrible knowledge, much like the Laplace envisioned. The moon has no will of its own. Intelligence is the distortion of pure observation, after all. But if something with a will could harness the moon cell, they could see all their wishes granted. The validity of one's motives, or even the very presence of motive, is inconsequential. All that matters is that the winner of the Holy Grail is strong. Just strength. The immoral priest like Otomini would reduce human struggle to that. Does the moon cell Holy Grail desire strength? Or is that the conclusion reached by whoever created this priest? That is all. Did it help? What all you have been crawling over is nothing more than a moon cell surface. Go forth, reigning master, deep into the moon. The ring of fire awaits your answer. I'll wait in the front of the arena. If you find it hard to leave the rune cell, come find me. Yep, that's where we're gonna go. The Holy Grail War has ended, and all that remains is the process where the Holy Grail lies. Upon your arrival, something is taking place we do not understand. There is no reason for the system NPC to know anything more, but I wish your preparations would be fine. The shop and church will be usable. Go if you need it. If you need more training, you can feel free to use the arena. It has been reopened. You no longer have to observe the 6-day prep period. Come and go as you please. So, will you go into the arena? Yes. Very well. If that's the case, I'll wish you well. Can you hear it, Master? That graying noise. I've been hearing a strange noise for a while. Sounds like a human moan. I've never experienced a haunting or anything paranormal. Yes you did, Hakuno. What are you talking about? Julius haunted you. But I think you'll feel like this. If it's a haunting, it's a major one. It's like the air is whining because something was warping it. I think the Seraph is running on low memory. Some programs must be hogging all the system resources, but it's nothing I've ever heard of. There's something big and bad coming down the pipe, be alert. And I'm just gonna save just in case. And let me see, we have everything we need equipped, right? Yep. We have everything we need. You don't want to fight with any of these guys. What we want is on the end. There she is. You may already notice who she is by the distance, but let's go a bit closer. There's something deadly ahead. Something that is fatal to even be noticed by. Is it human? Could a human give off such a threatening aura? My instincts halt me. Buzzing around my head are swarms of frantic insects. Keep going forward. Outside the path stands a woman in a long Japanese dress. Is that a servant? But there shouldn't be any servants aside Archer left. Now we've defeated Leo. Could she be a bizarre thing that Trigger supposedly called forth?
見つけた。動くな。お前で100人目だ。
An enemy.
結構な言われようだな。俺は単にお前の首が欲しいだけだ。敵とか味方とか憎いとか愛しいとかそう。
You're not interested in offering a master then, so your objective is to kill the servant.
ああ、そっちの女には用はないんだ。おとなしくしていれば手は出さないさ。悪いが死んでくれ。お前らみたいなのを100体殺せば元の世界に帰れるらしくてね。
She's the one that Oko was looking for, in case you haven't noticed.
ここは居心地が悪いんだ。さっさと夢から覚めたいんで、その霊格あっさり殺されてもらうぜ。
You're not giving me a lot of choice here. Stand back, Master. She's no heroic spirit. She's a demon. And here is the super boss.
任せろ、マスター。
物騒な話。
Live or die by the sword.
サーバントではない。アマラ。いや、アマラの体現か。
そうだよ、色男。今日が乗った。遊んでやる。その探検、俺好みで気に入った。
Alright, I'm going to save. I want to show off her Noble Phantasm. Her Noble Phantasm is unique. There's that it's an insta-kill attack. And her skill is basically just, how do I say? They, prevent you from doing anything. I will see in a bit. She starts with Twin Belfry every time. And you can see the amount of absolute damage she does. Yep, you can see the crazy damage she does. No, let's not use that. I need that. So let's just go for Pure Ether just for now. Let's go for this. This. I'm not fighting her seriously, otherwise I would have used a skill. I'm just trying to get her to use skills on me. Alright, so when does she use skills? Anyways. Ether Crystal again. Again, it's really bad. I'm trying to like if I wanted to beat her up, I could do it rather easily. And that's not really the problem. The problem is just trying to stay alive strong enough, well enough so she can use her skills, right? That's mostly the problem. Yeah, see, it's a pain in the ass to try to demonstrate her noble phantasm. I could just probably just put a video of the noble phantasm, but just I don't know, if I can do it in like 5 more tries, that's probably what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna speed this up, just get the same thing over and over. Yeah, Archer is pretty terrified of her, which is understandable. Let me see, I'm gonna save just in case, because I want... there we go, let's try this thing. Of course. She has an absurd amount of health. She has 65k health, which is incredibly high. There we go. She's gonna use her skill now, so that's the thing we need. We have to use... That's a bit of a gamble, but we can't guard right now. Since let's do this then. It is a bit of a pain because I'm actively trying to lose. There we go. Hopefully that doesn't kill. It doesn't. Great. That didn't do what I wanted her to do, so that kind of sucks. Alright, let's see if this works. Supposedly the decreased vigor was supposed to seal a break, but it didn't work. It seems. It's definitely a pain in the ass trying to demonstrate that. Oh well, guess you could try anyways. Yeah, this is just gonna take forever. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and yeah, you know what? I think I'm just really just gonna show it off. I'm gonna put a video on it at the end of this part. For now, let's fight her for real. As usual, guard. Use fortification here, and use pure ether as well. It was guard, this, and then this, right? Nope, that was not it. That was not it either. At least we got 2 stacks of this. That's perfect, actually. Now, that is the problem here. We don't know what she's gonna do, so let's try doing this. We got 1/3 probability of her doing something bad. Alright, we got almost our stacks complete. Alright, we just need 1 more. And we're dead. Yep. Figured. Alright, let's try just doing this. Why not? Let's see. Well, same thing. 1, 2, and 3. Let's see. Do we die? No. Alright, we're done. We're good. Alright, so. That's a bit of a problem. I want to gain strength, but that's let's fire off the Noble Phantasm. Let's fire off the Noble Phantasm when we know it's good. When we don't have that much trouble, right? Damn it, this sucks. We're just dead. I think we're dead. Yeah. Oh, such a pain in the ass, her. Alright. We're gonna have to do it like this. No, not that. Damn it, I'm a dumbass. But yeah, we're actually gonna do that one in the other one. And then here we use the elixir. And we keep going with this.
I have the bone still in my body. I have his Lord now wisdom. Yeah, so man will so as I pray. Unlimited blade works.
We survived, we're good. Wait, did I? Oh no, did I forget to heal? I think I forgot to heal. God damn it. I could have sworn I healed. She's faster than me. We're dead anyway. Why didn't I did I not heal? Am I going crazy? I think I'm just going crazy. Recover. There we go. Yeah, we know, already seen this one. Yep. Unlimited blade works, let's go. Ah, for Christ's sake. Buddy. Alright, one more time. Oh, right, because of the elixir. Fuck, I'm dumb. Oh, no, right now we're safe to do it. Perfect. This is exactly the type of RNG I wanted. Alright. It pierces an enemy, so we're pretty good doing this. We're gonna use Wings of Crane so we can use the elixir next turn. Yep, bone, sword, whatever. Do your thing. Alright. Now we do the thing. Alright. 6k. I've seen a video of someone doing 10,000 per attack, which is crazy amount. Barrier break. I think we survived this. Yeah. Yep, there we go. She only uses one skill per. She uses one skill per. How do I say it? Per level. Per damage. You know what I mean? All right, so we keep going. Give him an elixir. Keep going with Helix Sword. We can do all Helix Sword and then at the end we do Wings of Crane. That's pretty much all we can do at this point. We have 3 turns of Unlimited Blade Works. Meaning we have... I think we should be able to beat her up. With this... Yeah, we definitely can. We're doing pretty good chunks of damage. We just need there we go. When she gets 999, we know we're pretty good. Close. Just a few more. We aren't enough to do the thing at the end. Damn, that sucks. Shit, it's 12 level 3. Oh my god damn it. It really just a mess with me, right? We had a perfect amount of RNG and we still messed it up at the very last moment. That is a very annoying fight to deal with, I will say. Alright, one more try. Let me see. Like Helix Sword, just in case I'm going to do the defense one. Right, because the last one worked because we used Unlimited Blade Works. Right, I forgot about that. Yeah, we know that one. We did it a few times already. Alright, let's see if we got this one right. She hits us, but we're good. There we go. Damn it, we're too slow. Ah, no, we're just enough. We blocked it, so that's that. There we go, we're doing quite good in damage. Archer doesn't have enough magic to go full skill per turn. We have to do a bit of a backup. Alright, so elixir again. I'm gonna go ahead and do a save just in case. So fake Helix Sword, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we guard at the end, just in case. We have 2 more turns, this one and the next one. I do think we have enough
我
damage.
が腰はねじれ狂う体ボル我が腰はねじれ狂う体ボル我が腰はねじれ狂う体ボル
Nice, nice.
我が腰はねじれ狂う
So she isn't gonna use her skill, she's gonna use it in the last thing. Alright, hopefully we're good. Yeah, we're good. Yep, it does so much damage. It's ridiculous. Alright, this is the last one. Again with the elixir. This is the last thing we need. I think we're pretty much done. But, just in case, I'm gonna do one last save. And let's go. There we go, we definitely won this time. Then again, she could do one skill or dead. Yep, next one should be enough to kill. There we go. We got Demon of Atlas. You're pretty good. That was a smooth move that there. My conscience is starting to fade again. Looks like my journey isn't over yet. That was a decent effort, silly girl, but thanks for setting me free. I'd be happy to do battle with someone as powerful as you again. Sounds like she was flung into the future, or maybe the past. My guess is she's a spirit connected to the Moon Cell version of the Holy Grail War. There we go, it was just that. Let's take a look at the thing we got. Demon of Atlas. Nullifies enemies' next attack, which is crazy good. It actually just nullifies the enemy attack. It's basically Archer's skill, which is really good. Let's keep that equipped. It's Archer's raw eyes without having to actually use it. Alright, down to the getting out of here. I think I'm gonna put her noble Phantasm at the end. I'm gonna find it on YouTube and I'm gonna put it there. Right, we don't have any levels or anything, right? Nope, we're all good. Alright, let's just go ahead and deal with her. Hey, Rin. Well, let's go. We've come this far. Let's see it through to the end. She seems to have no problem with coming with me. I'm not going to object. She's good to have along. Open the last door. The entrance to the battleground is still the same dreary elevator. The same elevator travels to the arena, but the display indicates a much greater depth. Once I'm inside, the doors close heavily, and the rectangular box begins to move. On we go to the last part. You have to go through all that dialogue with the final boss, and then...
勝者に与えられる聖杯があるのか。あらゆる願いを実現させる奇跡の器。かつて多くの魔術師がそれを求め、ついには手に入れることのなかった力。それをまさか君のような魔術師でもない人間が手に入れるとはな。人生はわからない。かつての私もこんな気持ちだったのかもしれない。覚えているか？どうしてなのかわからない。それが君の最初の願いだった。あの叫びを聞いたからこそ、私はサーバントとしてこの戦いに参加した。かつての自分、まだ一人の人間であり、英雄なんてものを夢にも見ていなかった男と同じ願いを口にした何者かの顔を 見たくてね。だがそれは特別なことじゃない。むしろ平凡な、誰もが口にする疑問だ。理由もわからないまま生まれ、理由もわからないまま戦い、理由もわからないまま命を終える。それが人間だ。それが君をここまで勝ち残らせた動機なのだと私は思う。答えは出すものではない。足跡として残るものだ。何も恥じることはない。君はこの最新の聖杯戦争に勝ち残った最後のマスターとして思うままに進めばいい。私はその願いが朽ちるまで、共に戦うまでの話。さあ決着をつけよう。あの向こうに最後の疑問が待っている。
Nicely said, Archer. Let's get out of here. It's an incredibly vast room. Actually, a space so cavernous could hardly be called a room. It's also strangely barren, save for the alien object that dominates the center of the space. It resembles a giant floating eye, though it doesn't seem threatening, it just somewhat disconcerting. The artifact of an alien civilization, the search for its creation is beyond human comprehension. The core of the moon cell and the base of the seraph, the holy grail of the seven heavens, responsible for creating the seven seas. And in the space that where the holy grail is enshrined, I can feel a sense of discord and dissonance. In front of the Holy Grail is jumbled obscured stone pillars, which only adds to the tumultuous atmosphere. On the top of that pile of stones sits the lone figure of a man. He looks to be the late 20s at most. His expression is blank, enough to be totally unmemorable, but an NPC he doesn't seem to take an...
Yeah. 待っていたよ。おめでとう。君が聖杯戦争の勝者だ。祝祭の一つでもあげたかったが、あいにくここにはそんな機能はなくてね。勝ち抜いた甲斐はないだろうが、私からの拍手だけで勘弁してくれ。でもこれだけは言える。私は誰よりも君を認め、君を称え、君を誇りに思っている。君こそが幾度も繰り返された聖杯戦争の中で最も素晴らしいマスターなのだと。
While he seems friendly, there is something more dangerous about him than any of my other opponents. It's a feeling of nothingness. There is something very strange about the man in front of me.
何?
Don't let your guard down. I feel the presence of a servant behind this guy. At the same time you mention a servant, a curious wind tenses up as she shoots the glare to his direction. Watch out, Takano. This guy's an NPC, he's a master. But why would a master be here? The war is over, the only master left standing should be you. Well, to be absolutely accurate, I could just as easily say that you're a master who shouldn't be here too. How can a master who's been defeated still be alive and present in this place? I must look into this later. Well, it's an issue for another day. At least one rule will still be enforced, only one master can leave. And unfortunately, you are the one who will disappear. I advise you to enjoy that little time you have left. Now that's settled, I'm pretty sure the question you have is, what are you, right? A pertinent question worthy of an answer, of course. I am an NPC and a master. To be more accurate, I should say I was. Was? You mean you became a master after being an NPC? That's... She briefly glances my way, her eyes wide in shock. I suppose a more thorough explanation is necessary. story's kind of long, but please bear with me. First, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Twice H. Peaceman, but please, just call me Twice. Twice? I thought it was being a cyber ghost just an urban legend, but I guess it's actually true. Everything I've learned about you paints you as a person who hated war and was dedicated to saving lives. This massacre, you of all people should detest this war, but considering how you are, it's... So, that's how history sees me. That I detested war? That part is definitely true. I hate war. I will not tolerate its existence in any form, but even the Haraways are exempt from... Not even the Haraway is exempt from this fact. However, that truly only scratches the surface of my beliefs. Much like the moon cell, it seems like a single well-known function has erroneously defined my true ideals. It began when I was a student and obsessed with the history of humanity. I'll never forget the many shocking realizations I received during the course of my studies. The betrayals that make up history combined with severe shell shock, gave him an abnormal hatred of war. Allow me to clarify. By him, I mean Twice Peaceman, and he was, in fact, incredibly ill. When he saw an image of depicting war, he was overcome with overwhelming panic attacks. It was almost as if he could get severe heart palpitation, and his blood pressure would skyrocket. From that day, meaning me, was consumed by unease that became almost painful in its intensity. Even after becoming a scientist, he still risked death to save others because of that unbearable pain. That's the whole of it. What drove him during the time of his mortal coil was not a sense of righteousness. What drove him was a simple question. Why was I the only one who seemed to hate war? As I said, Twice was ill. There was no reason for him to risk his life so foolishly on the battlefield. Why did I involve myself in war? Was I to understand it better? Especially considering the effects a war had on me. Even while struggling with those questions, my mortal self still irrationally kept going into battle. And in the year 1999, a horrible neurological disease broke out in a city located in the Far East. Based on the available evidence, the cause of the outbreak was a biological weapon created by terrorists. Twice was called to the city to treat the victim of the attack when he was caught in the major attack himself. According to records made available to the public, the death toll was set at 5,000 people. The moon cell puts the real count at 8,200. As you can see, the government underreported the numbers a tad. I can see the exhaustion in his eyes. He seems to think that history is no more than an amusing anecdote. Although it's hard to tell if he's amused by the government's possible cunning or total incompetence. Anyways, that's when the person I was patented after, died. Twice ended up one of those 8,200. Something strange. I remember seeing that place when he died, as if I too was one of those many victims. I can recall the sights of buildings out of flame. But when I was Twice, it was a scene I had experienced before. It was then when mortal Twice, the person I was, recaptured the repressed memories of his childhood. In the 1970s, there was a clash of ethnic groups, arranged by major powers in a war of proxy by proxy. Twice was orphaned in the conflict. The place I remember was hell. Everything around me was collapsing. Everything fell without any sense of morality, and without any acknowledgement of the value of life. And there lies its brilliance. The young Twice must have concluded that life itself was truly a miracle. All that remained was the epiphany I've already told you. Anyways, Twice was adopted and became a doctor. And though I tried to forget the past, one fundamental truth was burned forever into my soul. Twice, despite war, and it became his intent to kill war itself. I got involved in the war in order to end it. However, at the core of my very being wasn't a denial of the meaning of war. It wasn't it at all. Twice had seen many battlefields, in the ever-ending hell, the horrific evil perpetrated by humanity. A group of soldiers made to fight against an army many times their size and was far more experienced and supplied. Forced to flee from guerrillas, a girl of 5 traveled on foot through a jungle that few could hope to survive. Innocent victims of violence who were built their village and their lives without any help from anyone. I find it odd. Even though I hated war, I saw a great deal of strength emerge from the conflict I witnessed. Now that I think of it, the mortal me was the same. All of Twice's greatest works were born of war. The many revelations, the uncounted number of rescues, none of it would have happened without the hell that was war. And the mortal me really did bring back a number of things from the depths of hell. And in the end, I was a victim of a terrorist attack, but I was dying But as I was dying, it all came back to me. I saw the burned fields of my home and recalled the tenacity that had helped me go on, even as everyone else died. Yes, 3 seconds after my heart stopped, I finally received an answer to my question. I was never in denial. What drove twice repeatedly into hell was because I, who eventually fell victim to violence, could no longer consider war the ultimate folly of mankind. Nothing can be hidden from the moon self, and it recorded all of its absorbs, including my final thoughts. As time went on, I was reborn as an NPC based on the records of my mortal life, just as any other NPC here. They may appear human, but are nothing more than puppets playing assigned roles. I was the same. However, he managed to gain self-awareness, but how and why? Maybe interacting with so many masters combined with my skills as a Spiritron hacker pushed me into consciousness. More likely, I was just an anomaly born from a single, near impossibility. How it happened, I cannot say. However, once I gained true consciousness, the only thing I could do was act as twice Peaceman would. The dream that I saw, and as I died, the ideal that existed only in my mind, I know now exists only to make it a reality. So that was the dream that the mortal twice saw when he died. Endless war, of course. To see mankind engaged in grand war of mutual extinction. He says the last statement in a matter-of-fact tone. There is no hint of insanity visible in his eyes, naturally, and with obvious sincerity, he can somehow utter such a statement of absolute madness. The future has been corrupted. That is the conclusion I've come after studying the Moon Cell's records. Anyone with a brain can see that the world is doomed. Humankind has long since passed its adolescent stage. Man who was still maturing in the 1900s, a balance was struck between penury and prosperity, but it didn't last. The period of immaturity ended, but the golden age I could have followed never occurred. You do realize, right? That was what happened to the planet, and its people should never have come to be. The spirits of mankind has stagnated, just as the world has. The future is rotting away like overripe fruit. When that fruit should be at its best, it was fallen to the ground. That's not the way history should be. That's how Rin and Leo described the world, a place of peace, stupefying stagnation and entropy. But is war really the answer? Because it is the most effective way for mankind to progress. Stability and stasis only act to preserve a species. If the objective of modern man is to merely survival, there is no reason for them to exist. In my previous life, a great many lives and resources were consumed for the sake of convenience. Why? That was the need for such prosperity. Prosperity is just an illusion, and exists only for its own sake. I experienced what you agree with. I expected you to agree with me. Humans are capricious creatures that must feed on dreams to evolve. The preliminaries illustrate this truth. In an artificial peace, ignorant aggressors revel in idleness. Humans can only mature after breaking free from their idleness. That seems to be the case for you. And now, ideologies are based on the detriment of the ignoble and forgotten past that loss can't be overcome. I kind of thought such an ideal is to become the foundation of the next epoch of human civilization. Don't you agree? If the future isn't worth the suffering of the past, that would be man and mere murderers. For the humans who lived in the distant past, the future that man is now placed cannot be accepted. The future that will be is a mistake. Humanity has not spent countless lives for the society that is to come. But we cannot reverse time. Since going back is impossible, there is no way for us to move but forward. With that in mind, we will recreate the wars of the past and revise the history of the last 100 years. By having everyone fight in a war of survival, mankind's consciousness will be forced into the correct path. My wish is to become the firm conviction as the winner of the Holy Grail War. Your existence is proof of that. Come again? Hold on a second. What the fuck was that? Hold on a second. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Rin looks at me with flames in her eyes, as if demanding an explanation, but I'm just as dark as she is. Originally, the Holy Grail War was a way for the Moon Cell to gather data. Didn't even have a name at first. The Moon Cell only wanted the best data samples. Having a war of survival was a good way to separate the chaff. However, up until now, the manager who came here made excuses for their actions, but still killed them when fled. Truly an atrocity, wouldn't you say? Until I won, this world was buried under a mountain of corpses. After all, being an NPC, I get the luxury of continuing on even if I die. I watched her fight as an NPC, and when I became conscious, I fought battles on my own weak though as I was. After several dozen fights, I finally reached this elevated seat. After that, my story became simpler. Manipulating the rules of this place, I created the Holy Grail War, a battle of survival from which only a single person may emerge victorious. I remade this world into a place where the limits of human potential can be pushed through one's imagination. And then you appeared, the weakest master in the tournament. You managed to defeat the king of the world. You were totally unsuited for this ordeal in the beginning, just as I was. As a nameless figure drawn from the masses, you've become the one who in the hands rests the fate of the world. Your soul's been tempered by crisis and conflict. Your new strength is a testament to the potential of man. When mankind reaches the height you have, they will come forward, clearing a path for those yet to come. Now it's time for you to claim the grail of your own. You've earned the right to show the world the true path. Shout out so that you can all can hear. You said words necessary, that humanity can and must evolve quickly. Just input the one single phrase to the moon cell, don't stop. After that, you can do whatever you wish. Whenever you become king or a god, it's up to you. You have my blessing as your choice, it will bring endless war. The wound suffered by humanity after losing countless lives in the endless conflicts run deep. And if the only reward for such suffering is stagnation, then humanity deserves to be cast into the new void. Some sacrifices cannot go unheeded. Mankind must be inflicted with wounds that we'll never forget. I actually understand where you're coming from. As I remain paralyzed by doubt, Rainy begins to speak. Her apparent calm bellies the heat in her eyes. Your story was interesting, but I left one question unanswered. It's about you winning the war in the past. You never once mentioned making a wish on your Holy Grail. Why? Why have her make your wish for you? An excellent question. The answer is that I can't. If it's a Holy Grail War, my wish will be rejected. According to the Moon Cell, my existence is considered nothing more than an irregular data stream. I can fool the low-level processes, but if I access the core, I'd be seen as an NPC and immediately deleted. My victories would mean nothing. I need a legitimate master, someone who can make my wish a reality. Anomalous data would be deleted. What emotion did her words express? Her mumbling sounded very much like a dejected sigh. The girl beside me shuts her eyes for a moment, then directs her gaze at twice, as if to deny the obvious. That's why I've stopped here. I've been waiting for years for the at the gate to the core, awaiting the 190 Morvi. Upon reflection, I wasted a great deal of time. I was able to plant the seeds of war on Earth from here by manipulating and manufacturing information. But it was the case of too little too late. Also, my methods were unreliable, and too small of a scale. Instances of terrorism and violence have skyrocketed recently, so you're the cause of it all. With full access to the Moon Cell's records and my ability to divide the future, I can bring about Armageddon. Of course, I don't intend for everyone to die. I simply wish to instigate a war that anyone can survive. You can see it through the gate. There lies the Moon Cell core, an object made from the purest photonic crystal. The results of the simulations of Earth's future run by the Moon Cell are stored as light within the core. The one who reaches the core has the right to choose the course of the future from infinite possibilities. Yeah. Oh my god, this guy really doesn't shut up. I'm sure you understand now. However, claim the Moon Cell can manipulate reality as they see fit. This object, which envisions the infinite number of possible futures, can reshape the fabric of reality. If what he says is true, then the Holy Grail could actually be considered the mind and will of God. Nothing is impossible. It's truly an object of unimaginable power with infinite possibilities. Yes, you understand. It was many other names, the Photonic Abyss, Angelica Cage, take your pick. You have earned the right to claim it as your own. Now please proceed. Unleash the perfect storm upon the world, to undo the lie that its ability rewrite history as I have said. Twice looks in my direction, an expressive earnest confidence reflects on his face. Almost as if he's sure I share his beliefs that war is the answer. This man, while despising war and violence, could not ignore the immediate results that war brings. The supposed comrade who gained strength through fighting, such like I did, clears the path for me. However, only dead people belong to the past, only those I care matter to me. I didn't come here to wish for death. I don't know, I know that war isn't the answer. I didn't come here to wish for death. Let's go for that one this time. But the masters who have fought and died in the Holy Grail War Every one of them have a wish of their own. There were many types of masters, the selfish and the altruistic, the sympathetic and the despised, but each one of them had was sincere in their desires. Positive is true for every master. I cut many of them down in battle and destroyed their dreams, and now here I stand. First, nothing I wanted had any value. I bear the responsibility for all the wishes I have been lost. The worth of their wishes has no bearing, but to abandon one's dream was an unforgivable sin. Your conclusion is overly sentimental, don't you think? I expected that, but still, give it a bit more thought. Servant, I'd like to hear your thoughts on the matter. Do you think I'm evil and should be eradicated? This should be an interesting answer from Archer. My opinion. This consists of things the servants may be a callow even for myself. Archer flashed a cynical smile, tinged with obvious malice, as if he's come face to face with his sworn enemy. As a heroic spirit, known to cut down all who stand in his way, regardless of who they are and what they believe, Archer points his blade at twice, a humane expression on his face. As a servant, I have no answer for you, but if you wish to insist on a reply, I will do so as a human I once was. I've met many fools like you, hell-bent on destroying the present in an attempt to resurrect the past. Like those others, you try to justify your selfish desires of control by cloaking it in the guise of altruism. You're not satisfied with any results that end in loss. Your immaturity and weakness make me laugh. So you asked me if I thought you were evil, right? You deluded, spiteful ghost. That's exactly right. Your misguided ideals are nothing more than the corrupt logic of one long dead. You are the epitome of evil, a lifeless shade who sacrificed the innocence of your own selfish goals. And regardless of what my master thinks, I will be the one to eliminate you once and for all. As a master, I agree with Archer's declaration, though for different reasons. This man cannot be forgiven. I don't understand. Like any human, you are the embodiment of everything I believe in. That seemed to be the case, but even if we walk the same path, our feelings may be completely opposite. I must have died in the same incident that took twice. However, I learned different lessons in my death. Sadly for you, I cannot escape. Only you cannot escape. So only a single master may leave the moon cell once they've made it here. Once the participants have been reduced to one, permission is granted to leave the Seraph. This is one thing I cannot change. The moon cell has made this rule fundamental requirement for entry. In other words, it is still you and me. As long as both of us exist, neither can escape this place. There is no path open to you but the one who leads to the Holy Grail. And given your capricious nature, I can't relax yet. There's no guarantee your potential will shine through. The world has reached its limit as well. Soon it will be too late to overcome the stagnation of man. However, Twice Beastman is wrong. If the moon cell automatically erases the regular data, I cannot go inside, just like Twice. If I pass through the gate, I will be eliminated. And if Twice somehow wins, she will gain nothing. In the end, no one will win this fight. But even knowing that, I'm not big on brainwashing, as it can be an end in self-destruction. But your spirit might survive the process. Doesn't matter if you, to me, if you resist. If you want your wish to come true, you will defeat me anyways. As such is destiny, as the end of all things. This is the conclusion we arrive at. Now then, it's time to bring this chapter of the Holy Grail to a close. To the victor go the spoils. That's the way of humanity, something that will never change.
生死のかかった戦いでこそ、人は精神を成長させうる。人類にとって私は悪である。だが生命とは天輪するもの。善を生かすために、子に救いをもたらすために。見るがいい、凡百のサーバントよ。ムーンセルがその蔵書から私に与えた救いの姿を。来たれ旧世の英霊。この世でただ一人、生の苦しみより下脱した回答者よ。
If it is for the purpose of creating the path mankind will follow through Dharmata and trust to enlightenment, then I will come forth to grant salvation to all things and guide them to the might of my Vajra. And thus come... Yep, we're fighting God, or something close to it.
今さら緊張することでもないだろう。君との戦いは1回戦から楽だった試しがない。大変なのはいつものことだ。
Yep.
だがあの頃とは違うものもある。それが分かっているならあんな男に敗れることなど万に一つもない。トワイスピースマン、その焼き付いた妄念を私たちの手で断ち切るのみだ。
The words of my servant serve to encourage me. And in the end, Twice was right about one thing. There is some things that conflict can help you grow. And the most important for me is the bond that now exists between me and my servant. Regardless of the strength of the enemy and or the consequences failure will have it on the future, I won't back down. I will face the last battle with the one who has been with me from the beginning by my side. Ah, my god, I forgot just how much exposition up the ending had. As much as I like the game, I do think the ending was way too rushed. Like, they should have given us more interactions with Twice, or at least something more with it. Never die by the sword. And anyways, you have 14 turns.
貴様一人で十分だ。その正義をここで断じる。犠牲より生まれた無名の英霊よ。君の炎はここで何も鍛えることなく消え去るだろう。
And there we go. I'm just gonna go ahead and save. But if you've beaten Shiki, then this is pretty easy, all things considered. The only difference is you have like 14 turns to beat him, or he will do an insta-kill attack and you die, basically. He also has 34,000 health instead of Shiki's 65. He has half health. Then yeah, her still were pretty good, all things considered. And I'm gonna just go for this. Sunyata. Let me see, some of them pierced through break. That one didn't. But through guard, I mean. But yeah, it's something to look out for. Some of his attacks break through our guard skills, I mean. There we go. Alright, I just need one more and we're good. Yep, that's the thing. He's prepping up. Alright, we will recover just in case. You will use 2 skills. It's always good to have full health when you do that. Okay, it was just a thing. Nice. 2, 3. He likes using 3. So there's always that. That failed, let me see. Counter attack. Yeah, the other one was a counter attack, so there's that. I have a feeling we're never gonna use our goddamn noble Phantasm at this point. That sucks, but we have ways out of that. Yeah. Alright, so. Yeah, and it's when he completes that whole thing. Please, for the love of God, let me have me guard or something. Yep, 3 kills in a row. There we go, we guarded. I think the last one's gonna be the counter attack. No, it wasn't. That sucks. God damn it.
なるほど。3兵じゃない
Oh
か。
my god, it's really gonna, and it's really annoying. Damn it. Alright, fine, I'll just use a pre-projection here and then be done with it. At this point, we're just gonna end him without even using another Phantasm, which is kind of sad, really.
全力で来たまえ。切り伏せ。その目も耳も不要だ。
Good god, you're really at the worst possible moment to use that. Oh my gosh, you're really annoying.
倒せるか。この私を。
Archer sometimes can be a bit of a bit of a unpredictable, RNG heavy servant to use. There we go, that should do it. There we go, just use the goddamn pre-projection. Nice. We got it at the right moment. Alright, time to end this already.
こちらは構わん。いつでも行けるぞ、マスター。
Alright, let's finally get this over. Honestly, I think we win this just by just doing this, really. We don't have our buff, so that's unfortunate, but I think we're pretty good at pretty good chance of dealing the killing blow with this.
So as I pray, unlimited blade once.
Yep, we got hit right there. Also, he gets healed by every time we hit. He gets hit, so that's a problem. Yeah, we're doing 4,000 damage per hit. So that's pretty good. We got hit by a lot. That's something bad. 2 more hits should be enough to kill him. 1 more hit. And he's dead. That's all he wrote. I can hear the sound of battle, and though I've been defeated many times, I'm still painful all the same. But I have no regrets. Just as life is an endless cycle, war will too endure. You are proof of that. Twice, who is still now holds tightly to his beliefs, slowly begins to fade away like that of all the others. But whether he's following his own rules or those of the Mooncell, I cannot say for sure. Now go. Touch the Holy Grail. You will come to understand many things once you do. Wantonly consuming lives, traveling without a purpose, our future blossoms like a flower on the roadside. Whenever that turns out to be right or wrong, I would like for you to see and judge with your own eyes. If we were truly righteous or not. See ya, buddy. And in an instant, though I saw something that was truly him, but it might have been just an illusion. Without any time to contemplate what happened, Twice Peaceman passes into oblivion. His servant too will soon join him in the void. Not really, he's a bit different. Without exception, all life will perish. All things are trapped in a cycle of suffering and death. The one who sought to enlightenment through strength and perseverance still has an untainted soul. But there is more than one path. Just as good and evil I value, the beauty of the world will endure. King of blood-drenched battle, I and Nirvana, let us witness the end of the world, for their lives are your salvation. And there goes Buddha. Pretty sure it's Buddha. With an expression like his master's, the servant fades away, like a flower losing its petals. The only person who ever escaped the cycle of suffering seems more as the savior of the spirit of humanity. I see now. He did not support Twice's ideals, instead he was showing compassion, to the soul of the human known as Twice Peaceman.
Okay.
Alright then, what should we do now? Rin asked her question with a bright, brutal, yet cheerful tone to maintain her aloof attitude. And before you say anything, don't waste your time worrying about me. The moment I lost Lancer, no, the second I entered this Holy Grail War, I was prepared to... I tried to express my concern, but she only silently points to the gate in the middle of the room. Her silence speaks volumes. That's why I said earlier, the moment that many anomalous data is detected in that dimension, it will be deleted. She refrains from speaking as she is all too aware of the consequences to come. However, even if I am to be deleted, there should still be a small window of opportunity. I might have to sneak up a modest wish. To extinguish the remaining fires of war that twice sets at ablaze. To put the end to a senseless bloodshed that of the Holy Grail War once and for all. The Mooncell Automaton, the very mind of God, will seal it away so that no one will ever be able to access it again. I also returned her, the last true survivor, safely to her mortal existence. A number of wishes raced through my mind, but I won't have time to ask for them all. I can only ask for the most important of my desires. But any wish I make will be influenced by the experiences I have gained fighting in this war. I make my way to the Holy Grail, the object which is both a bane and boon to the one fortunate enough to survive. There comes the stairs. My regrets are not being the winning master that never has been stronger than it is now. No matter how much I want to force the issue, since I am not the victor, I cannot go near the Holy Grail. With one last sigh, she retreats into silence. I silently thank her for not making it already painful partition worse than it already is and continue making my way to the gate. And then I reached it to touch the Holy Grail, the very core of the Mooncell. Well, I mean, I really hate it that I'm about to say it, but it sounds like I'm making excuses for myself. But things could have gone worse. I probably would have lost it twice, not due to lack of skill, but of heart. That's why I'm glad you're the one who made it to the end. I want you to know that I truly mean that. Before me stands the Holy Grail. I slowly extend my hand and place it in the core of the Mooncell. The instant that I make contact with it, I am drawn inside the Holy Grail. To be more accurate, I am absorbed into the, and it's like water being absorbed by a sponge. In the short time before I'm erased from existence, my consciousness is immediately immersed into the Mooncell. I can see everything that exists within it, every piece of information, every observation, every conclusion. The sheer volume of information and ideas stored in the Mooncell forms an intricate collage that no human should decipher, though I sense a pattern. In fact, I cannot say that Twice's interpretation of human history is recorded by the Mooncell was wrong. For war has always brought change, but it is the day and age humanity has mistaken stagnation for peace. And although and through it all, the Mooncell continues to silently record what it sees without even taking action. After endlessly analyzing the data it records, it files away its conclusions and resumes the role of warrior. It is there that the whole of human existence is contained. Whatever triumphs and tragedies befall humankind and their world, the Mooncell continues to silently observe and record. It is that strength that forces the existence that Twice failed to see and understand. But now's not the time to become emotional. I have to tell the Holy Grail what my wish is. Input complete. I was able to enter my wish without a single mistake, I think. Now all there is to do is to wait for the end of my tenuous existence to come. However, Oddly, the time of my death doesn't seem to be coming anytime soon. Being one with a moon cell, I share its unique view on time, when infinity can be contained in a single second. Or even the briefest moment seems somewhat more drawn out than normal, but even with that, it... Hold on, something seems a little off. Dang it, if that's how it's going to be, then why bother coming? I can hear my servant mutter in my ear. They aren't here in person, but as part of the Holy Grail. My guess is my servant had somehow slipped and seen into the Holy Grail the same time I entered.
いいじゃないか。
When a master disappears, the servant disappears too, until they are summoned by another. I thought I'd stick around to help you out until we fade away, but it seems I was worrying about nothing. He must have slipped into the Holy Grail, hoping somehow to delay my inevitable demise. He would do that, wouldn't he? My servant may be pessimistic, cynical, and bitterly sarcastic, but at his core he's a good person. However, a delay this long can't be a result of my servant's presence. Something else must be going on. Since I'm connected to the moon cell, it shouldn't be too difficult to find out what's going on. I see only a heartbeat. The whole of my consciousness arrives as one long data file.
何？
Is this you? Looks like your medical records. Cryogenic storage. Surprise, we're still alive. Info in this data file concerns a patient with fatal brain disease that affects memory retention. The only doctor familiar with the surgical process used to treat the disease died in a terrorist attack. Till another surgeon could replace the procedure, the patient was put in cryogenic storage. If there is a living human that shares the exact identity, then I may be more than a random bits of data. That must be the reason I'm still around. The moon cell needs more time to analyze this new information. But I'm sure the girl didn't come here as a wizard. I'm just a copy of a person trapped in an endless dream. Whatever the case, my fate's almost assured. I'm sure that my time here is fast coming to an end. However, there remains enough time to send out one final message. Surprise! Rin is blonde in this universe. You were just seeing her avatar, which is funny. Yep, this is like a descendant of her. It's just really funny. She's just blonde. That's why she's blonde in some of the extra what code cast? No, not code cast. Mystic codes. No. Damn it, the cards from Fake Grand Order. Huh?
何このデータ。あんた、本当は生きて。
It's really funny that they did this little plot twist here at the end. Because Ronnie looks the exact same, but Rin took the time to customize herself, which is definitely a bit funny.
あ、いや、違うわね。これはあなたのモデルになったデータに過ぎない。今そこにいるあなたとイコールじゃない。でも、これもあなたなのよね。同じ心を、魂の形を持った。そっか。同じ今を一緒に生きているんだ。
I mean, by now we should be really old. Just stuck in cryogenic storage.
いいわ。負けっぱなしは性に合わないし。こうなったら、何としても探し出してあげようじゃない。それでまだ眠ってたら、叩き起こしてあげる。
Make sure you have a surgeon in hand to take care of my debilitating disease first.
一発きっついのお見舞いすれば目も覚めるだろうし。
Mm-hmm.
まあ、できれば再会の場所は、どこかの学校の景色が綺麗な夕暮れの屋上で、とかが望ましいけど。
Yeah.
それまで、ずっと待っていてね。約束するわ。きっとまた、あなたに会いに行く。
That promise was both the girl that sleeps and the girl who begins to fade. Now once she leaves this place, we will meet again. And it is because of that promise that I can finally allow myself to be at peace. And that was Fate Extra, New Game Plus. Now we have a bit of a few differences, really, because we chose Rin's route. Archer was Archer as usual. The stoic guy who does deep down want to save people, but doesn't really want to admit it outwards. It was definitely fun. I always forget how long that prologue part is. Epilogue, I mean, it's so tedious. It's my least favorite part of the game. The fight isn't even all that special against the final boss. Honestly, you'd expect the final boss would be more like Shiki's strength, less insta kill, but still, it is not that very good of a final boss, all things considered. It should have given us more foreshadowing and stuff like that, even though he was the person who was talking to us the whole time in the interludes between the chapters. But yeah, that was pretty much it. Next time, we are gonna use my favorite character of this whole game, Caster. She's a bit of a glass cannon, and even at the beginning, she's more like a glass hammer, since she doesn't have access to any of her good skills, or even any skill at all. She's pretty much a wet noodle in hitting and receiving damage, but I guess we'll see that when we go to it. Alright, that was pretty much it, and at the end of the credits, I'll post the Noble Phantasm of Shiki. And honestly, I don't think I put the Noble Phantasm of Savior in the last one, so I think I'm gonna post those two as well. I'm gonna find it, I'm gonna place those at the end of this thing. Anyways, that's gonna be it for me. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time for more Fate Extra. Ciao.
なるほど。
I forgot they didn't actually voice this part. Alright, let's do it. Living the future to your real self once you wake up, huh? I see. I guess we're more alike than I thought. However, unlike me, you seem to have no regrets about your decisions. I have to say I'm a little envious. My servant gives me a rueful chuckle. What might he find so funny? Sorry, I'm just thinking about how I thought you were a miserable master at first. That can be truly ironic. True indeed. While I can appreciate irony, I'm nowhere as ironic as him. But I'm glad that he thinks that we are more or less compatible now. After all, he has been my comrade in arms from the beginning, and will be there until my final moments. The dissolution of my current self has begun, Outside the Holy Grail war, Rin's voice begins to fade. All that makes me is compressed into the smallest unit of illicit data. Think on my slumbering self. When she wakes up, her memory will be a blank page, with no friends or family to help her or guide her. I wonder how that strange new world will appear to her. Nothing about the past will have any meaning. What I am saying, if that's the only thing that'll be lost, then that'll be okay. Though I'll miss those I've met along the way, the world will still be there, and as long as the path before me remains, I will continue to walk it. There are no grades given for goals and wishes, no matter how small they may seem to others. As long as I keep moving forward, they will eventually come to fruition. As it is, the desire for that wish to become reality, that will keep you going until the end. Have no worries. There will always be those who strive to change the world, those I care about. I'll be able to live with them, and eventually move forward into the future with them. I can't believe how promising and hopeful the future sounds. I can't wait for it to arrive. The end. And now you can save as clear data. And now for real, I will see you next time in Fate Extra. Ciao.
じゃあな、生きているなら神様として殺してみせる。無垢式海峡。
絶望を知りたまえ。天輪は時を告げる。あらゆる衆生、あらゆる苦悩は我に返る。大いなる悟りのもと、人類はここに一つとなる。